Have you heard of the elevator game? If you've ever played scary games as a kid, you might have come across the elevator game. We all know Bloody Mary, Charlie Charlie. It's a very similar game to those. When I was a kid, I was always horrified of elevators. I was scared they were gonna fall. I was scared that I was gonna get locked in. I was scared that they were gonna shoot out of the ceiling like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. It was a real fear of mine. And then one day, me and my friends were on the internet and we were looking at scary games and we stumbled across the elevator game. I'm gonna tell you guys the rules of the elevator game, but under no circumstances can you try this game. Me and my friends read the rules. Rule number 1, you have to go into an elevator of your choosing completely alone. Number 2, the elevator has to have at least 13 floors. Then you press the button for floor number 7. Then you press the button to the 4th floor and then the 8th floor. And you have to push all of these buttons in order, but the order is 7, 4, 8, 2, 5, 1, 6, 9. Then at some point, a woman will get on the elevator. When she does, do not talk to her, do not even look at her. And then supposedly, if you do this game right and you don't look at the woman, then the next time the doors open, you'll be in a whole nother world, completely alone. When me and my friends heard that, we're like, we've got to play this game. A whole world just to us? That's awesome. We decided that we had to play, so we headed to the nearest hotel, and then we had to decide who to send in. We decided to draw straws to see who would go. So we all, one by one, picked a straw. And lo and behold, I picked the shortest one. I had to go in the elevator. I'm gonna tell you about it while I take this off. Let's see how well Just Beauty takes this off. My heart was pounding as I pressed the first button, but nothing happened. Actually, the elevator didn't even start moving until I pressed the last button, and then the elevator started to go up. The elevator went up and then stopped, and the elevator doors opened. And that's when a woman walked in. I was terrified because part of me didn't think that it would actually work. And the other part of me was definitely hoping it wouldn't. She was dressed in all white and had a hood covering her face. I almost said something to her out of habit, but then I remembered the rules to the game. Don't talk to the woman under any circumstances. So I didn't say anything, I just took a step back, and then she spoke. And what she said chilled me to the bone. At first, she just said, "Hey," but then she asked, "Can you please help me?" So there's 2 different things that can happen if you don't talk to this woman. Number 1, the elevator can start going down to 1 where you started. If that happens, you're supposed to exit immediately and not look back no matter what. The other option is the elevator starts to go up, which means you're allowed into the other world. There's a lot of debate on what happens if you do talk to the woman. Some people say that she'll attack you, and some people say that she'll follow you home. But one thing's for certain, I don't suggest you try finding out. So everyone's dying to know what happened to me that day after I saw the woman. I did as I was told and I did not speak to the woman, and then the elevator started going up, which meant I had made it to the other world. I was excited but also scared, so I closed my eyes until I heard the elevator's doors opening. When I opened my eyes, the sky was dark and I wasn't in a building anymore. I walked outside and looked around, but there was nobody else there. And then I saw a man in the distance facing the other direction. He must have heard me gasp because he turned around toward me. But you guys, the man had no face. I turned around and ran back to the elevators before the doors closed, and I went back down to my friends. And that's why you should never play the elevator game.